Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't been active as much or haven't posted as much, and I'm sorry about that. I'm going to try to make more and post more often, but I'm making a video today and I am with
Bella.
Bella or Isabella. And today we are going to be reacting to a true story animation. So let's get right into that. Okay, so we're reacting to I hid in the basement for weeks after I Googled myself. Let's see where this goes. It doesn't sound that good, but let's see where it goes.
The final bell rang, and we all simultaneously closed our books and started clearing our desks, as raucous laughter echoed through the halls. Our teacher was still talking, explaining about the paper he had assigned to us. No one was listening, though, except for Samantha, the smartest kid in our class, also my best friend. I smiled at her enthusiasm and followed the crowd outside towards our lockers. I stopped by my locker and was taking out books when I caught sight of the boy 3 lockers down from mine. It was Lucas, and
this doesn't seem that bad. This seems normal. Why was she Googling herself in the first place? I'm concerned now. Let's continue.
I happened to have the biggest crush on him. In fact, I had been crushing on him since middle school, but I hadn't told anyone about it. He was single at the moment, but all his ex-girlfriends had been cheerleaders. I was so not his type. Linda, are you staring at Lucas? Samantha came out of nowhere and startled me. No, not knowing what else to say. You were. Oh my God. Do you like him? Of course she does. She's always sneaking glances at him, my twin sister confirmed as she walked up to us. Even though we are twins, we look nothing alike. She and Samantha had an athletic build, and both are cheerleaders. It's through them that I get all the hot gossip in the school about who's dating who. I, on the other hand, don't have a single athletic bone in my body. I spend all of my time reading and making...
Okay, sorry that my door opened and my mom came in while I was recording and the video was playing, but let's continue.
Newspaper rocked. I realized that I was blushing, so I started walking towards the school gates, knowing well enough that they can't follow me since they had to rush to their practice. My sister arrived home late from practice, and she was acting a little weird. I asked, "How was practice?" And she replied, "Fine." This was so not normal. Usually, she'd go on and on about it for hours. I just shrugged it off to tiredness. The next day in school, after the second class, I saw Samantha and my sister talking. But as soon as they saw me, they changed the subject. "All right, what's up with you two? You're acting shady." "Well, promise you won't be mad," Samantha said, looking sheepish. "Oh my God, what did you two do?" I asked. "Listen, we know you have been crushing on Lucas for a while now, and we..."
What did I do to this poor child? Literally, what did they do to a poor girl? She has one crush, and what are you doing to her? And what could have caused her to Google herself and then hide in a basement? Did her crush do something or something? I'm confused.
I don't know.
But let's continue so we can figure it out, if we will be able to.
We know you'd never ever do anything about it, so we sort of wrote a note and passed it to him, anonymously of course. My sister finally blurted out, "You did what?" I asked, shocked. "What did you write in the note? Don't overreact, okay? We might have mentioned that you like him," my sister answered, waiting for my reaction.
Whoa, that's just mean. I know if my sister did that to me, I would scream and punch her.
Same.
Violence is not the answer, but no violence, don't do that, but that's just us.
Sisterly love. Sisterly love.
Yeah, sisterly love. Don't actually punch someone that you're mad at. Don't. Just don't.
As if on cue, someone shouted Lucas's name and we all turned around to see him standing at his locker and staring straight at me. At that moment, I felt like my heart was going to jump out of my chest. I wanted to murder my sister and my best friend. I was just contemplating all the ways I can kill them when Lucas smiled at me and turned towards his friend. See, I told you it was going to be okay. Oh my God, Linda, he likes you too. My sister and best friend shrieked excitedly. Hush, shut up. You guys stop embarrassing me. So, what's the next move? Samantha asked.
That sounds like my friends.
Same.
My friends knowing that I like someone, telling them that I like them, and then asking what's the next move once I find out he likes me.
Yeah, that would be me.
I would say that's what happened with my boyfriend, but that's the opposite of what happened. If you guys want a story time about how my boyfriend became my boyfriend, comment down below if my comments are actually working. If not, go to my discussion page.
There's no next move, okay? I'm getting late for class. Come on, don't be a coward. It's obvious he likes you too. Uh-huh, right, I said, not convinced at all. I refuse to believe that a guy like him would like a girl like me. I wasn't pretty like his cheerleader girlfriends. I wasn't tall or blonde or skinny like them. I was a regular girl and had yet to learn how to do proper makeup. The next day, I avoided him. When the last bell rang, I hurried to the locker.
It looks like she's insecure about herself. But all girls are insecure, so it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Mm-hmm.
I have insecurities, I know that.
Same.
All girls do. If one of you watching this is going through something like she is, don't be ashamed of it. Yeah, you can be embarrassed because that just sucks. Like, especially someone, your sister or best friend did that. But don't let it get to you. Everyone has insecurities, and that's okay. But enough about that. Let's continue.
Locker to dump my stuff and headed to the journalism room for our next meeting. I had almost reached the door when I heard him. Hey, Linda, right? Yeah. I turned around and almost choked on air. He was standing there looking at me with a faint smile, and I suddenly didn't know what to do with my hands or my eyes or even myself. I'm Lucas. I know, I blurted out and then instantly cringed. Why on earth am I so awkward in front of him? So I was wondering, since prom is just around the corner, would you like to go with me? He asked me to prom. Lucas asked me to prom. Yes, I screamed, then cleared my throat and looked at him. I mean, sure, that would be cool. Perfect, Lucas said and whipped out his phone and snapped my picture, surprising me. He handed me his phone and asked for my number. I couldn't believe this was happening. Never in a million years did I think that I would go to prom with Lucas. The next morning, Lucas greeted me at my locker. There you go, a pretty flower for a pretty girl. He smiled at me and left for his first class. After lunch, I heard him call my name. Come on, I'll walk you to your next class. The next couple of days were some of the best of my life. Lucas would meet me at my locker every morning and give me a flower. He would walk me to classes and even sit with me during lunch. He was the sweetest. The day
That sounds like true love. That's actually really cute. But since it's a true story animation, I feel like this is going to... I could be wrong. Probably not, but I could be wrong.
it rained, I was left without a ride. I was waiting in the parking lot when Lucas honked on his car. Come on, Linda, I'll give you a ride home. We ended up getting coffee together before he drove me home. Our friendship was growing each day, and the closer we got to prom, the more excited I got about it. However, no matter how good he was to me, I couldn't shake off this nagging doubt that he wasn't really interested in me. I was so not his type. But then, it could be my insecurities. My mom's always telling me to be proud of myself and to never undermine my skills and talents.
Exactly. Listen to what it says. Never doubt yourself. Build up yourself. And if you don't know if you can't figure out how to do that, like I know I was down for a while, but my friends built me up. You have people to talk to. Build up your skills. Don't worry about what other people think.
She always said I was beautiful. Then again, she was my mom. She wasn't exactly unbiased. The days leading up to the prom.
Can I ask what the heck was her mom doing? Like, was she like a bird or something? I'm sorry. But she looked like a freaking bird.
Okay.
Were like a whirlwind. My sister Samantha went shopping for our dresses. We bought accessories for it and planned to get ready all together. It was exciting and exhilarating, and I was so looking forward to it. Even at school, all anyone would ever think about is prom. We're all meeting up at my house and getting ready together, Samantha announced excitedly. Okay, I agreed, just as excitedly. Is that Lucas? I asked when I saw Lucas entering the cafeteria with the head cheerleader, who was also his ex-girlfriend, Queen Bee of our school. No matter what.
What the heck is the person that after the prom doing with his ex-girlfriend? And she looks kind of blank, kind of mad.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say something else, but let's keep it PG and family friendly.
She wore, she looked like a model. Lucas was laughing at something she said, and she too was smiling, pleased with herself. Samantha and I were still looking up at them when she caught us staring. She started walking our way, and Samantha suddenly.
She looks like she's gonna kill them. Is that just me, or do any of you think she's going to kill them, or it looks like they're gonna kill them? Am I the only one that thinks that?
I think the same.
She looks evil.
Yeah,
They stood up. Hey, Linda, I just remembered that the school counselor asked me to visit her during lunch, Samantha said, suddenly standing up. Okay, I replied. I watched Samantha leave, and just as I turned around, I felt something slick and wet on the front of my top. I looked down in horror as the red spaghetti meatballs plastered itself on my clothes. Whoops, the head cheerleader said, as she delicately set the tray back on the lunch table and walked away. What on earth? I said in shock.
Oh my god, it looks like his ex-girlfriend's a little jealous that he's going to prom with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little.
This is the first time Queen Bee even looked in my direction. Why on earth would she bully me like this? Trying to calm down, I stood up and went to the bathroom. Ugh, I had sauce all over me. A moment later, someone knocked on the door. I went outside to see it was our school principal. Oh, my, Linda, she said, looking at my clothes. Go ahead and take a shower. I'll write you a pass. Who did this? I asked around, but no one would say. Excellent. The last thing I wanted was to be a tattletale. It was an accident, I said, and slipped away quickly before she could interrogate me further. After I left the showers, I continued with the rest of my classes. However, I couldn't help noticing that something was weird. Everyone was staring at me in a strange way. I looked around and saw my sister. Just as I was starting to walk towards her, she looked at me, closed her locker, and walked away. I looked around for Samantha, but
her sister's very sus. Very, very sus. Looks like her sister knows something that she does not.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear like some cheerleader freaking drama or gossip or something about her sister or Lucas or something?
Maybe.
I'm confused. Also, how did coming Googling and hiding in a basement come involved? Because we're 7.5 minutes in and we don't have an answer. So let's continue.
couldn't find her anywhere. She wouldn't even pick up her phone. On my way back home, I couldn't stop thinking about everyone's strange behavior today. What on earth happened that had everyone treating me so strangely? I couldn't even concentrate on editing the article one of the writers had submitted, even though it was an interesting write-up about how none of us can ever hide from the world because of our digital footprints. With a huff, I closed my laptop and picked up my phone. How much of a digital footprint would I be leaving behind? I wondered out loud and Googled myself. I typed in my...
That's how she considered Googling herself. I'm assuming this is going to end very badly.
My name and clicked images. The first few pictures were of other people named Linda around the world. Then there were a few of my own pictures from my social media accounts. Then there were some articles that I had written for the school. As I was scrolling down, one picture caught my attention, and when I looked closer, I gasped in surprise and shock. The picture was of me in the school's communal shower. It was of my back.
Oh my god, someone took a picture of her while she was in the shower. And posted it all over the internet.
No wonder why she's upset.
Exposed. Yeah, she was definitely exposed. Who would have done that to her? Probably Lucas's ex, the one that splashed spaghetti on her.
Yep.
If someone did this to me, I would have kicked someone blank. I'm just gonna say butt. I have, yeah. This wouldn't end well with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have hid it and never, ever, ever come out.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if my boyfriend saw that. If my boyfriend saw that, I would flip.
Yeah, same.
Okay, let's continue.
But it was clearly me. I was posted on a site I didn't know about. What is this? I whispered, numb and shocked. I clicked the link and the site opened up. It was posted from an anonymous ID, so I couldn't tell who it was. I went down to read the comments, and I was horrified to read what each one of them had written. All of them were about my size and how ugly I looked. I hadn't realized.
That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Of how big she is, or how she looks, or everyone has different sizes.
Mm-hmm. That's messed up.
That's really, really mean. Yeah, I know it's hard to deal with yourself when you know you're not pretty as other people, but you're pretty in your own way.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to see past that and not what other people think of you. Okay, this is getting deep. Let's continue.
I realized I was crying until I saw tears on my cell phone. But then it got worse. There was a particularly harsh comment fat-shaming me, and when I saw who it was, I felt myself shaking. It was Lucas. Not only was he fat-shaming me, but he also wrote,
"She's delusional to think she's going to prom with me."
"She's delusional to think she's going to prom with me." There was also a comment from the head cheerleader, Lucas's ex. She had tagged my twin sister and written, "Are you sure she's your sister? I think your mom brought the wrong child home." And my sister had replied, "I know, right?" I felt the floor giving.
Oh my god, that's even mean for her own freaking twin sister to say.
I would kill my sister.
I
I
would
wouldn't
murder
kill
my
her.
sister.
But I'd be really, really mad at her.
I'd be really, really mad. I wouldn't murder her, because that violence is not the answer. But I would want to hurt her.
I would give her
From
the
under me.
silence.
My own sister. I think, out of all the comments, this one hurt the most. I noticed something. Most of the comments were from students either in the school's football team or the cheerleading squad. This means Samantha knows of this too, and she didn't tell me, and she didn't stop them either. I had my insecurities, sure, but I had never thought of myself as ugly. However, to see so many people not only post a picture of me in such a vulnerable state, but also to state that I was ugly convinced convinced me somehow that I must indeed be hideous. How am I ever going to face them again? How am I ever going to leave this house? Suddenly, my room felt too bright, too exposed. I ran out of my room and climbed down the basement. At first, I didn't cry. I was too much in shock and denial for that. Then came the waterworks. I don't think I ever cried this much in my entire life. I am not hungry, I yelled every time my mom brought me food. I don't want to talk, I cried whenever someone would try to ask me what was wrong. I hate you, I shouted when my sister tried to enter the basement. And then Samantha visited me. I'm sorry, Linda. Please hear me out. I simply slammed the door on her face. I'd realized that she was nothing but a coward and that she'd never stand up to them. Not that I'm the one to talk, hiding in the basement for the past 3 days. Just the thought of Lucas laughing at me with his friends makes me want to hide under a rock forever. On the 7th day, my mom set her foot down and asked me to explain what happened. I told her everything and she listened quietly. When I was done, my mom hugged me tightly. You are not alone, honey. I'm here with you and I'll support you no matter what, she said as she kissed my forehead. After being betrayed so blatantly by everyone else, to have my mom say that gave me strength and I felt like a weight had been lifted.
That's really nice. It looks like she has gone through a lot.
Mhm.
And knowing that just one person is there for you is great. Okay, sorry, I'm emotional and I'm crying. Okay, let's continue.
It off my shoulder. Also, we are not as helpless as you think we are, you know. There are laws against cyberbullying and there are authorities in place to make sure the perpetrators don't get away with it. But Mom, there are so many of them. We don't even know who took the picture. We don't know, but your sister or Samantha might. It's my job to make sure they tell the truth. Just tell me when you're ready, Linda, and we'll take the next step. After Mom left, the feelings returned once again. But I know I'll have to go to school sooner or later. Minutes after Mom left the basement, someone knocked on the door. I knew who it was even before my twin sister entered the basement. Leave me alone, I yelled at her. Linda, please hear me out, my sister cried. Her eyes were red from crying. So say what you want to say and get out. There's nothing you can say that will make me forgive you. I know, Linda, I made a huge mistake. I was a coward and I couldn't go against her. She would have kicked me out of the team. But now I know that it shouldn't have mattered. Even though I was curious to know who was really involved in this disgusting act, I was angry at my sister, so I didn't reply. I know you deserve all your anger, but Linda, I can help you bring those bullies down. You cannot hide in here forever. Really? All of a sudden you've grown a spine and you have the audacity to judge me? It's not your picture in the shower that everyone in the school is making fun of, I screamed. If we report them, no one would be laughing. Yeah, right. Like I have any proof of who did that, I snapped at her. Well, you might not, but we have. Samantha and I couldn't stop our captain from posting your picture, but we did record her when she was planning it. She lifted her cell phone and the recording started playing. I looked at my sister in surprise and she smiled. Let's go. Where? To the school, dummy. We need to report them to the principal. School was already out by the time we got there. Welcome back, Linda. It's great to see you, our school principal said with a big smile as soon as we entered her office. My mom had already called her earlier and explained everything to her. The principal looked at me kindly and asked me the same thing she asked me the last time I was in school. Who did it? We played the recording for her and she listened carefully. After it was finished, she called the school security and asked to see the tape outside the showers. We watched it all together as I could be seen entering the shower, and a few seconds later, one of the cheerleaders entered after me. She was the same girl Lucas's ex had.
That looks scary.
That's scary.
That's really scary, and this is for kids.
I don't know. And pause.
I don't think
Been
this is
talking
for
to in the
kids.
recording. The next morning, the site was taken down and my picture removed. We all moved into the school's gymnasium where our principal announced the suspension of all those who commented on the picture. And then she announced the expulsion of Lucas's ex and her friend. I watched Lucas look towards the principal in shock and Lucas's ex crying loudly. I didn't feel happy at all, only sorry for them. But I was glad I took a stand so that they never dare to repeat their actions.
Good.
Good.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they learn from their mistakes. And suspension was a good move. And she deserves to cry. She does. I don't want to be mean, but she does deserve to cry.
Yeah. It's not like she's getting killed.
Exactly. But that was our reaction of I hid in my basement for weeks after I Googled myself. That was not what I expected. That was interesting and really, really mean.
Mhm.
That was hard for me to watch because I know what she went through. Not with cyberbullying, but with other things. And it definitely made me start crying, and I apologize for that, but can't help my emotions. But besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe down below, give a video a big thumbs up, and comment down below what you want to see next if you can. If my comments are still turned off for I don't know why, I will try to figure that out. But if they are, you can go to my discussion page and leave me a comment there. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Bye.